You know, guys, I can appreciate a good horror comedy, but a horror comedy that's self-aware as hell? Even better. Scream. Or Scream 5 if you're a purist. So Scream or Scream 5 is the fifth movie in the Scream series that started all the way back in 1996. I am so fucking sorry if I butchered that right there. I just cannot talk tonight. I'm a little tired. But anyway, guys, the original was a smash hit that spawned 3 sequels and was created by one of the greatest horror masterminds of the age. My man, the myth, the legend himself, Wes fucking Craven. Rest in peace, my friend. You are definitely being missed right now. So what is Scream 5 about exactly? So once again in the town of Woodsboro, someone has taken up the mantle of the Ghostface killer and starts a whole new killing spree across the town. And with the emergence of Ghostface comes a whole nother batch of victims and the returning faces of 3 characters, that being Sidney, Gale, and Dewey. Now these new characters have to band together with our legacy characters to take out Ghostface once and for all. Where to begin with this one, guys? Holy shit. Guys, I'm really not gonna lie when I say I've really enjoyed this fucking movie, man. And this is coming from somebody who really wasn't a huge fan of the Scream franchise to begin with. Growing up, Ghostface just didn't really have the same effect on me like someone like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. I mean, I knew of the Scream movies and I knew there was a Ghostface killer. I just didn't really give a shit at the time. Until now, at least. And the Scream franchise has always been kind of known for being meta and poking fun at the slasher genre in general and just how absurd it is. So when I say this movie knows what it is, and it definitely knows what it is, and I fucking loved it. First of all, the cast in this movie is pretty fucking rad for the most part. Like I already said, we have 3 legacy characters returning for this movie. David Arquette plays Sheriff Dewey again in this film and was definitely one of the bigger highlights of it. You know, just seeing him pick up the gun and badge one more time to face off with Ghostface just brought a pretty big killer smile to my face. Courtney Cox also returns as Gale Weathers in the movie and also does a pretty fucking excellent job. She's quirky and funny and delivers all of her lines with the same charm and charisma that she had in the original movies. And of course, last but not least, we have Nev Campbell back as Sidney Prescott. I will say one of the things that really did kind of disappoint me about the movie is her lack of screen presence. She just kind of popped in and out of the movie and didn't really show up until like maybe the beginning of the 3rd act. Seeing her and Ghostface go at it one more time was pretty fun, but other than that, I mean, that's kind of all she really does in the movie. But you know what? I can forget it because seeing her again was a treat nonetheless. Everyone else in this movie, though, they're fine, I guess. I feel like aside from the main trio and the main chick, whose acting definitely needs some fucking work, by the way, everyone else here just kind of felt like meat for the grinder, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, this is a fucking Scream movie after all. So what about the kills in this movie? Are they any good? They're fucking brutal. You know, guys, I can't really recall a recent horror movie that had kills in it that made me flinch and cringe as some of the fucking kills in this movie. Like, the kills in this movie are just fucking brutal, man. I mean, there's people getting stabbed in the face, in the neck. I'm also about 95% sure that someone got stabbed in the dick at some point. They are bloody, they are gory, and they are definitely not for your kiddos, man. I'm serious. When I saw the movie tonight, there was an instance where someone would die in the movie, and I watched a mother, at least 3 mothers at least, walk their kids out of the theater. Like, why did you bring your kids to this movie? I don't know, because people are just fucking stupid like that, I guess. Also, the tension and the suspense in this movie is great. It just has a really unsettling atmosphere that makes you feel like someone's gonna get ganked at any point in time during the movie. Honestly made my skin crawl because not only does the movie make fun of tropes from other slasher movies, but it takes those tropes and kind of incorporates them into the movie itself. And it pays off really well. That's what I mean when I say this movie is super meta. And I mean really meta too. I mean to the point where this movie probably has no business being this meta. But it is. And the self-awareness of the movie just makes the movie even better. Like, they establish the rule that anyone in the cast can be a suspect, and they execute that fact very brilliantly. I was actually able to call out who the killer was at the beginning of the movie, but there were moments during it where they had me second guessing my decision because they would do something that would make my guess go in the complete opposite direction. Like, Ghostface will attack someone and then just magically disappear. And then one of the characters just coincidentally shows up after Ghostface disappears. That is what I call good tension and just good mindfuckery overall. Because it just makes you second guess, like, is this person the killer? Is that person the killer? This entire movie is just one big guessing game. It just made for some really interesting twists and turns. Also, the reveal of who the killer actually is was executed pretty cleverly. But I'm trying to keep this review as non-spoilerish as possible for people who have not seen the movie yet. Just, what are you doing anyway right now? Get off your ass and go see this fucking movie. Like, what are you waiting for? They even have a scene in the movie that's just dedicated to going over the rules of slasher movies in general. Rules like never split up, don't go off on your own, it's always the love interest that's the killer, you know, stuff like that. They also reference Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers quite a bit in this movie. Like, I know the movie's supposed to be meta and all, but I really didn't expect them to reference them that much. Like, there's even callbacks to the other Scream movies in this movie. Like, there's one scene where they talk about, you know, the last time anyone saw Ghostface was back in 2011. And of course, 2011 was the year that Scream 4 came out. Really, it's the simple meta humor like that that makes this movie even more enjoyable. I really think what's fucked up, though, is if you're not a movie buff like I am or certain people on the internet, you're not going to get all the references and inside jokes that this movie just throws at you. Because believe me, guys, I found myself laughing my ass off through this movie. I mean, my laughter was shrill. Oh yeah, this movie was definitely funny as hell. You want to do a fun drinking game? Take a shot every time Ghostface gets hit with something or trips over something. I guarantee you won't remember what happened the night before. There's also kind of an underlying message in this movie about Hollywood in general and toxic fandoms. Seriously, it's very hard to miss that message. Like, they even sneak a Last Jedi reference into the movie just to drive that toxic fandom point home. And the movie is right. Some fan bases are just rabid because of the things they love. And it's okay to love something that means the world to you. But if all it does is become your life and that's all you think about, then you're not really living. You're not living a healthy lifestyle at all. In fact, it rules your life so much that you freak the fuck out anytime someone messes with it or tries to change it. I don't know, I just found that message very intriguing. I wasn't expecting to find a message about toxic fandom in a movie like Scream. But I guess we had to talk about it at some point, right? Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Guys, in the end, Scream was just a fun, meta slasher film with a message about how Hollywood is today and how films are made today. Killer cast, awesome kills, and the whole movie keeps you on your toes the entire time. Definitely not bad for a January movie at all. And of course, Wes Craven, God rest his soul, would be very fucking proud of what they've managed to do with this movie. All I'll say is, this movie is definitely going in the collection. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching my review on the new Scream movie. I truly highly recommend it to anyone that's going to the movies this weekend. It's definitely something that should not be missed out on. I would talk a little more, but honestly, it's like 12:40 and I still gotta edit this fucking video and put it up for you guys. So I'm gonna log out and go do that real quick. But anyway, that is all for this one, guys. And as always, this is Nathan Triner. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys later for more Fire Forged movie reviews. Peace out, everybody.